Welcome back to TimberBorn, and we have game sound. So in the last video we did not realise that was because at one point I was playing the game and I turned the game sound off because I was doing other stuff at the same time. It wasn't a recording error as I thought it was. So I guess the other thing is I am still on holiday, so this is part of the series of pre-recorded videos which are full of mistakes like this little beauty, but yeah, if you're commenting and I haven't responded yet, I will probably try and catch up with all of them in a couple of videos time. There's this video and maybe one more before I get home from my holiday. We've almost got this pumped out. We have 4 unwell beavers. I wish they would not be going down there. I really wish there was like a gate or something, a gate option or something, because I bet if we delete that, they still use the staircase rather than going in the top way. Now, really, do we need the staircase? We don't, because they can get to all areas coming in here, and that may be more efficient. We are also still flooding a little bit, so is this fully open? It is not. Let's go full bore on that, and hopefully that will help. So we've got everything open. We are up at 27,000 horsepower still, so it's obviously a little bit less efficient with going this way, and we are 3 days from a bad tide. I think we should probably do that actually, and just be able to shuffle water through much quicker. I think that makes a lot of sense. And maybe if we're doing that, we might be able to have this back up at a level where we get water going through everywhere else. Let's see, do we need to go up one more? Probably, and that should get us back to being correct, I think. And that one, I'm just going to have right down. So I think that's right, but I'm not certain. Not sure why, because it's all the way up at 2. It should be at 1.5, I think. There we go. Yep. There we go. And we've got one of those restricted. That's cool. We're okay for water. How are they doing? So last time we were working on blasting this down. It appears like we missed placing. Did we miss placing a piece of dynamite there? Oh, there's a piece of path there. That's why there's not a piece of dynamite there, but they should be able to get to that from above. And this little bit, and it would be really good actually to make sure that we get this done and filled up before the bad tide comes, because that will give us access to a lot more water. Also, before we pre-deepened the area around the water pumps that we have in, so that's pretty cool, and that should be hopefully we're not flooding over here. We are not. We are at a much more sensible depth. So and this is now pumped out, so that's good. We can put the path back. Wow, that's like right. Let's get back and finish this job. So I did prioritize those, so hopefully they're going to come and do that, and then I think we will start working on the area over there, or continue working on. So right, they are getting that placed. We might want to replace some of our pump networks. Well, actually, we do need to tweak that. No, just let them. Are they picking up rubble? They are picking up rubble. What is it? It's 40 planks. We've got 2,000 planks. Bye-bye, 40 planks. And we're going to delete that and put the triple dynamite there as well. So that's placed. That's all placed. That already goes all the way down. So that's, I wish they'd stop going down that path hole. Right. let's make this deeper. There we go. So that should now be all the way to the bottom. Yep. And that now needs to refill. So let's just do that quickly. Because that's going to give us a lot more water resiliency or contingency. It's a good word for you. Yes, I'm blatantly stealing that from you, Phoenician. Never sure how to say your name. 5 deep, and then yeah, we'll come. I think we'll think about the need to put back the water pumps that we had. So yes, that's something like needs to be 3 wide, doesn't it? So if we go that way, and 2, and then water, deep water pump, and that gives us a good number of in case we need the extra capacity. So we're in a pretty good place for water at the moment. Not maybe as high as I would like, but we do have this now very deep reservoirs. That's pretty cool. Yeah, obviously still working out how to balance all of this. I wonder if we should just, I don't know why it's struggling so much. It might have been because I had this backed up at half with the full flow going. But that's nice and deep now, so I'm going to push that back up to 2 and just restrict that flow again. So that's filling up nicely. That's all full as we are 0.6 of a day away from a bad tide. That's nice and full because I think it's going to be a long one. I think it's going to be a long one. She said. It's interesting that the mostly clear water is going through that side. I guess it makes sense. And this is, yeah, it's 30% contaminated. Actually, it's not. It's going right all the way. It's going right all the way. Just how it's mixing in. So yeah, over here, I want to. I don't think we need to put the mine in yet, but we do need to allow for it. So probably at the very least, we should think about how we're going to place it. I think we're just going to do that. So we want path going up the middle. And obviously that will have to become stairs or a staircase. So right, at this point, we're going to open these up full force. Let those have an effect, and then we're going to close all of this up in preparation for the bad tide. So there we go. That's water all going that way now. It seems to be coping okay. And obviously that bypasses the area where we have the issues, which is why I've been trying to use this as a way of managing that. It's, yeah, it's not necessarily working perfectly, but as it's a bad tide, we are going to still be going full flow. So we're going to keep all of this open. 29,000 horsepower is more than enough, given that we're using a lot. Yep, not worried at all. Well, apart from the whole beavers getting contaminated thing, but hey, let's just ease up on the pumping a little bit. Yeah, that's probably five is probably a good amount. And we could work it out, couldn't we? Which is one of the things that I said I would be doing as I went through this series, and I've kind of gone back to my usual approach of it looks all right. Looks all right. And we are 22 days, so not as bad as I thought. And I always forget how much they produce. So we're on a 16-hour working day now, actually. So 16 times 3 is 48 per day. And we have basically 200, so 400 water a day divided by 48. So we actually need 8 pumps running just to keep positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that we need that many running to keep us positive. And then if we're on a 22-day drought, so that's 22 times 400 is 8,800. So A, we don't have enough, but we're pumping, and B, we don't have enough capacity now. So I think one of the things that I want to do, and maybe up here is a good place for it, we can probably go ahead and delete all of those and delete this weird looping path, which I'm guessing was to get around the scrap metal or ruins that were there. We're going to do that. And each one of these is 1,000. So we're 8.2 basically. So 9.4, 10.6, 11.8. Near enough 13,000. So we're probably not going to fill those until we're back in a temperate season, but those are going to be set to supply. So, which seems counterintuitive for how far away they are from everything, but the haulers will use them to fill, but I think with it set that way, they will use them last, and then they will use them to fill up on the other stuff. So, yeah. And I guess with all of that put in, we could maybe swap one of these to be more coffee. And that'll get us away from it being 13,000. Yep. We can pause you. So let's just do a quick check around, make sure everything's set properly. So this is set to a half, which is good. That's okay. I forgot we had those two in there as well. So and it doesn't matter if we pump this dry particularly. So that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pumping. So we're net positive on water at the moment. All of this is okay and behaving. Our power is up at 22,000. So it's dropped a little bit, which is interesting. But we've still got plenty, so not worried about that. So let's head over here. So that's in, and maybe we should actually just acknowledge the fact that we do need a path up here and build the darn thing. Right. And then we can just check. Yeah, I think. And we could, if we're going to do that, we're going to drop the mine there. We can actually take all of this away and move the staircase one. Let's do that. Let's do that. So hopefully they can get around all of that from just being able to get up there. And then we'll put the storages that we need down here. I'll pre-plan everything. I might even just put the mine in and pause it. And feel like this away as well, actually. Let's do that. And then we'll start, I think, to about there. And then we'll start placing stuff in. So what I want to have up here is food production. Obviously the stuff to run the mine. And some lumber production, because I would like to move these little random pockets and maybe turn these into farmland. So I think, and somewhere we could do with setting up a mangrove forest, and A bigger mangrove forest. I don't know where we're going to do that. Maybe over here. Maybe we could do something with blasting out one deep area and then having some sort of system of floodgates to keep the bad tide away. Might work. But let's stay focused. Let's actually put the mine on there. Put the mine on there. Yes, we have plenty of science. I guess the other thing, finish this job. The other thing we need to do is bolts, which would improve how this works. But I think we'll just focus on getting this bit set up. And we might not achieve that. Yeah, so up here, to run this, we're going to need, it's going to tell us the recipe. So we'll go here. Gears, treated planks, and explosives. So 2 storages and a pile. And obviously a pile for the scrap. So 2 storages, 2 piles. Yeah, cool. And we could go down a lot here, but I don't think we need to. So we want to keep some of the height in the map. The same with having the mountain here. I don't want to rip that out. And I did say I wanted to do stuff over here with maybe a forest up on the mountain. So having said don't get distracted, we are going to proceed to get distracted. Because that's what I do. So we're going to bung in a forester or 2. We are currently 18 beavers short, but that's okay. Probably I'm going to need to think about having a network of paths to get around this as well. If we do that, and at least mark all of this dead wood to be cut away. And then we can, we'll have to move foresters about and stuff, but let's get that cleared first. I think, yeah, if we're going to do that, we're going to do forest over here. Then we do farming and mining over here, which is a really good mix, obviously, because you really want to mix your food production with explosives and digging metal out of the ground. Obviously, we're going to have to hydrate it. And we could do that with water dumps, like we have here, one way. Or we could do something with some irrigation. And maybe we could do something like we've got over here. This is currently one of my favorite things to do in the game. I don't know why. I just really like it. And the same eventually over here. We might turn this into farmland as well. If we want to push up to 500 beavers, we are going to need a lot more food. So, and if you think that they're going to be eating over 1,000 food a day, and if we just go into the crops tab, if we just wanted to grow kohlrabi, it takes 3 days to produce 2 per square. So we'd need 500 squares of kohlrabi planted times 3. So 1,500 squares of kohlrabi. Now, kohlrabi is not the most efficient food, but that's just to give you an idea. I mean, if we went, let's think if we went just feeding them corn rations. So every 10 days you get 2 corn from a square. But that turns into 10 corn rations. So every 10 days from a square you get 10 corn rations. So we'd need 1,000 squares, I think. We'd need so I should never do live math. So 1 square gives you 10. we would need 1,000 food a day. So that's 100. And then it takes 10 days to produce. So yeah, 1,000 squares. So let's detonate that. And then we'll need to rebuild this staircase. So a little bit annoying, but you know, all part of the process. Go back to that maths in a moment. I didn't want to do live maths today. But hey, I'm kind of curious about that food situation as to how much farmland we would need. So if we did a plot that was, say, 20 squares wide, and I shouldn't need my calculator for this, but I make so many mistakes with simple maths that I said, it's not too bad actually. 20 by 50. How big's this? You know, if we did this area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it would be kind of this by 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So kind of like a big chunk of the corner of the map. But we have a lot of food production going on over here. The other thing that we can use for food production, which we're going to get into, is the hydroponics. So, and for one of those, I'm just trying to remember, we could do fermented mushrooms. So 4 fermented mushrooms gives you 16 food. The food factory gives you 45 every 192 hours, and 192 hours is 8 days. So you get 45 times 4, you get 180 every 8 days. So divided by 8, so that gives us 22.5 per day. So 1,000 divided by 22.5, 44. We've just wanted to feed the mushrooms, but you know, what we can do is we can at least diversify and make sure we have some food for everything. And so I do think that part of our food production, and maybe we do it over near the industrial bit, is we industrialize some mushroom production, maybe over this side, because this was set aside for industry, and we make a tower of hydroponics. The reason I went mushrooms rather than algae is I think algae needs where's the fermenter? There's fermented mushrooms, so algae goes through the food factory. Actually, you get 6 from that and 1 canola oil. And you get 70 every 12 days. Sorry, more maths incoming. Having said I don't want to do live maths, 288 divided by 24. So every 12 days we get 70, and 70 you multiply by 6, assuming we have enough canola. So 70 times 6 is 420 divided by 12. That gives us 35 per day potentially. So 28 mushrooms, and then when we would need food factories to produce it. So yeah, we're gonna do some amount of that, but we are gonna farm as much of it as we can. So what I think we'll do is, for our storages, we want a couple of industrial piles. So we're gonna have one of those to be treated planks set to obtain, and one set to be scrap metal set to supply. And we will do not that, because we had a lot of fun with staircases, didn't we? So I think we're going to do that. So we'll need a path that comes under there, to there, and to there. Because at the moment we're going to be using organic beavers, I'm going to put in a drinking point, and maybe a food point as well. And maybe to inspire them, beaver statue. And then what we'll do off of there is we'll do that. And we'll do 2 medium warehouses, 1 for gears set to obtain and 1 for explosives set to obtain. So that's that little complex done. And then we need to think about how we farm this area and what we farm. So let's get this placed in first. And I am then going to have to retreat and remove the path that runs all the way up to the top so that we can completely flatten this area. So yeah. So let's think about some of the other options for food. So the food factory, and corn is pretty efficient. Eggplants, they do take canola oil. We are producing quite a lot of canola oil, but if we use bots, we are going to need to make grease. So that's why I'm avoiding that. The other option is the fermented soybeans. Actually, 6 soybeans gives you 20 fermented soybeans. So if we were to grow those, we get 2. Maths on that is horrible. So you need 3. Where's the fermenter gone? So 3 squares gives you 20 every 8 days. So 50 squares. No, that's not right. 1,000. So we'd need 20. So 150 squares would feed them once every 8 days. That doesn't seem efficient to me. Assuming I'm doing my maths right, I might not be, but you know. Let's deprioritize the mine because that's quite a big building job, although they are hammering through it. I would rather get these little bits built and the explosives placed. In fact, I'd rather get the explosives placed, to be honest. And then, yeah, we need to hydrate all of this area. We just count again, because hydration spreads 15 tiles, if I remember correctly. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So just delete that before they start building it. So as long as we go somewhere down the middle with a hydration channel, that will actually hydrate the whole thing. If we were to look at doing that, so let's just pause actually so they don't try and build. So that would be 10. So we would be looking at putting hydration there. Now we can delete those. We can let them run. So we'd come along here to about here. So with a little bit of landscaping, we could tap into this. And did we deepen this all the way? We did. I kind of like that idea. And we use that to hydrate along here, and we stop pumping water out of it. I think I like the idea. Oh wow, these all kicked in. You guys need to take a break. We're actually pretty good for water, so yeah. Doing it over here for clearing the trees. I think they've got some. We'll have to move them over a bit at some point. I did plan a staircase, so let's set that tree to be demolished. We can get to it, right? More dynamite. Let's put that in that in. Then yeah, we will have to retreat back down this path then. But yeah, I think if we count 10, 12, 13, 14, so don't you dare start building those beavers. We want our irrigation channel to come to about there. I'm actually going to be cautious to put it to there. And that should hydrate this whole area. Oh, you dummy. You dummy. You did it dumb, didn't you? Should we build some storages there? Let's build some storages there. That seems like a good idea to me. What was it? Dynamite and gears and obtain and obtain. And I guess we can actually loop that bit off. So, and I've deleted the bit of path that I put in. Oh, you're such a freaking genius. 10, 12, 13, 14. So I think we go to about there. Right. Let's see if we can delete this without deleting everything else. There we go. So that's where our irrigation channel needs to go. Actually, because we want to irrigate into the corners, I think I'm going to put it to about there. Because I'm not sure what the radial distance is to there. Right, that's in. So let's continue the process and put double dynamite in there. And then yeah, we'll blast the channel and we'll try and work out how that works. We might not get it done. So I'm on a bit of a clock today, so I've got about 15 minutes left of the time window I have. And I guess we could give them the job of starting to place that. And yeah, it was about there. All that measuring, we ended up with it's about there. Actually, what I want to do is delete that. I want to make it a bit deeper. We're actually going to go 3 deep, I think. So there, delete that. So there, we can now delete that piece of path because that's just the marker for where we wanted to put it. There we go. And the plan is that we can control when the pump is active using simple triggers and a stream gauge. We'll put a stream gauge somewhere in the middle. And it'll just have to keep it at depth. It won't have to constantly pump. So they're cracking on with that. There's log storage down here, so that should be easier. I guess it would be even easier if it was more direct, which would be like that. Probably not needed, but you know, hey. Right, that is all in. So let's delete that and then pause it, and we are going to ripple our way from the middle of each tier. There we go. This should be good. Gone. Awesome. So landscaping, triple dynamite. No, not 2 wide, 1 wide. Yeah, I just want to try and do something a bit different with the irrigation and not just do the constant, let's put a water dump in. Because, you know, there's so many different ways you can do stuff in this game that we should make use of them. So I think the next thing that we want to think about is where we're going to place the pump. That's going to be a 3 wide by 4. Like that, and then that, and that needs to be blasted down 2 to match that. And then what we really want to do, I think, is start taking that away. That corner is free. Awesome. We will need power in here. And I think I might just run an engine. Might just run an engine to do it. 2 engines, because it needs 700 horsepower. But it'll only need to be on occasionally, so with smart power, they'll switch themselves off. So I think that works. It's maybe not the most efficient, but I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's a game. It can just be fun. So, yeah, I think that would be cool. I think it should hydrate the whole thing. So we'll then put in a bunch of farms and farm this area. And I'm really tempted to go corn. It's an efficient way of growing a lot of food. It doesn't need canola, which is a big plus. And we can just build more food factories over in the industrial area, whether that's over here. And actually that would make sense, because if we're going to do that, and we're going to go with algae, we could have all the food factories over here and the hydroponics. So I like that idea. And then up here is going to be our forest. So what we need to do is put the path in so that they can get there, delete that, and then we need to build some new foresters on there, and we need a path that's going to come along here as well, along the edge, and let's go into it a little bit, and we'll put a forester there as well. There we go, and then these two can go away. Awesome. Right. Are my terraformers unpaused? Because I have been pausing them when we don't need them, so. And probably it's not that much terraforming, but I do wonder if we should just throw in a small pile dirt set to obtain. And yeah, oh, that's done. So let's pause that because I don't want it running yet. We don't actually need it at the moment, but it will be running on efficient. So while we've got scrap metal to pull off the map, we will continue to pull it off. Yes, I know. It was intentional. Yeah, so we'll keep doing that. We've got a bunch of them working. We've got way more than we need. They've nearly cleared this one, but we still have this huge pile over here, which I would like to clear off before we start working on stuff, and I might end up knocking those down as well. We've got another mine there as well. This is going to become quite a big colony. Maybe 500 beavers isn't enough. So I think, I don't know if they can build to the side off of a bridge. But we're going to, I'm pretty sure they can build under them. So we're going to do something a bit, they should be, once they've terraformed, they'll be able to get to that piece. But to get to these pieces, we're going to put some bridges in because I want to drop this all the way down. And yeah, we might need 2 pumps actually, because it can only go 6 high, which is to there. Or it's not going to be able to pump out one of the water. I think that's okay actually. I think that's okay. I think we can get by with maybe 2 of the water. Maybe we'll see if we can get by with 1 pump. We could expand all of this out as well. Actually, we're going to. I don't have a problem with dynamite. I just like explosions, okay? Yeah, if we take that down, maybe work on some of that as well at some point. Now, we'll just work on this. this long line can be detonated. So that's all going in. Starting to lay this as well. So this just needs to be blasted down to the level that we can get to. Do we just go down 6? No. That's as deep as it can pump, and that'll give us an idea of what we think. So it's 4 at the moment, so we need to put double dynamite in there. Go out to there. And detonate that. This we will take all the way down. So, which is going to be another set of triple dynamite. And that is going to be triple and one more. So, right, let's leave that and put the there. This is progressing nicely. There's our irrigation channel. My intent is, and they may as well work on that while they're doing everything else, to cover that with not all the way to there. And I guess we need to take one of them out. I wonder if we can triple platform over the stream gauge. We cannot. Okay, that's fine. So let's prioritize them doing this stuff. Food and water are okay. That's starting to get a bit empty, but we do have a lot of time. So open that up, which means I need to go in here and do that so that it will actually let me open it. There we go. And we'll start pumping this out into here. This is still holding up, which is cool. Everything over here is okay. We've got plenty of ingredients for food. We've got a decent amount of food. We've got good water. We've got a reasonable supply of lumber. We are a little bit short of beavers, but that will improve as we play. So cool. I guess we need a staircase up there. Probably one there. Put those in. So I basically want to try and turn this into a big forest. Because I think it'll be quite cool, and it's not something particularly that I've tried to do before. So, and that does involve trying to give them access to all of the different areas. So that will give them access around there. That will give them access around there. And we're probably going to need a bunch of foresters and lumberjacks to man all of this, or beaver all of this, I guess. I can probably do that. That'll cover all around there. That, and that. No. What I'm thinking actually is we terraform that in. Like that. And then we can pass across there. Don't think it's changing it enough that we are significantly altering things. Yeah, I think that will allow us to forest a lot of this area and then farm it forward. So cool. Right, let's head back over here. So this is in. So that needs to be detonated. That needs to be detonated. That needs to be detonated. That needs a single dynamite there. This is going to need to be triple dynamite. To get to it, we need a bunch of ladders. Does it need to be triple? It's double by the looks of it, isn't it? So let's save ourselves a little bit of extract. do double dynamite. That bridge needs to stay. That one can go. That can go. That can go. That can be emptied. And we need to put in a deep mechanical pump. There we go. So yeah, it'll go all the way down to there. We do need water back to be able to see how far it's going to hydrate. And then what I think I will do is power. I think we'll put 2 engines there. And if we need to go to 2 pumps, so if we do need to pump up from deeper in the reservoir, we'll go that way a bit. We can fit at least 1 more in there. So, and I don't think it needs to be running at full power to keep that little reservoir filled. So, and then what we can do is advanced, attach the stream gauge there. We want to unpause when below. Going to keep it quite high. And pause when above on 2.99. There we go. So once I've got staircases, they'll finish deepening that, and yeah, just let them progress that project while we come over here, and let's make sure we have blanketed the whole thing in cut area, and we'll start placing in more lumberjacks to cut it all, and we will put in foresters to plant it all. And I'm not sure we'll be able to get to absolutely every single square, but I would like to be able to get to most of them, because I think it's just, like I said, I think it's just going to look really cool. There's a big kind of mountainside forest. Bit that I've not thought about yet is hydrating it, and I guess we're going to have to use water dumps on this, and I think probably the way that I'll start doing it is we'll put a water dump in the top of each. So I can get to that, can't they? Why is it too far from a district? Need to connect that path up. And then I think if we start to think about putting lumberjack flags in on there, maybe one there, yeah, maybe one there. And we'll end up pausing all those workplaces until we've got this planted and grown. Like you can be paused. So that's in. There we go. We will do prioritized by haulers. So they can build that now. So we need to wait for water to come back, which we are going to tackle next time, because I need to stop now. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. I will see you next time.